now I will introduce to you Mayor Steve Williams, who will deliver his budget message and the accompanying budget, which is in accordance to Article 10, Section 10.2 of the City Charter of the City. Mayor Williams.
Boy, this is a quiet group. Come on, Charlie. Let's get it going. Mr. Chairman, members of City Council, this message and the accompanying budget that I have submitted to you are in accordance with Article 10, Section 10.2 of the Charter of the City of Huntington. This past year is best described in a passage that's written by Charles Dickens in A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epic of belief, it was the epic of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the witness of despair. We had nothing, we had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. You know, I said our past years seem to be described by that, but frankly, if we're looking at these words and the reason these words spoke to me, what I've learned is that what we are encountering here on a day-to-day basis is what is being encountered all across the country. This is just as easy and just as important to what others are hearing across the country. The adage proclaimed by Speaker Tip O'Neill that all politics are local rings more true than ever here in Huntington. We're the embodiment of what is happening through every municipality in our nation. All of our communities are dealing with the same issues of crumbling infrastructure, social unrest, economic uncertainty, and expectations to solve the problems of yesterday. The only difference between Huntington and Louisville and Pittsburgh and even New York City lies in the zeros. Lies in the zeros. Whether we're a city of a population of 5,000, a population of 50,000, 500,000, or 5 million, the only thing that's different in us are the zeros, because we're all addressing the very same issues. Now, 2017 began with us facing an unexpected projected budget deficit. There's 7 of you on City Council. What a welcome to city government. But we addressed this crisis by making unpopular decisions, but necessary decisions. We did not waver in our resolve. And as a result, the projected $6.1 million deficit was avoided, and we completed our fiscal year accomplishing the unthinkable. We finished the year in the black without raising fees or taxes, without depleting our reserves, with a surplus, and by offering every professional employee who lost their job the opportunity to return. There are those who try to say that this is a city with fiscal problems. We identified the problem, hit them straight on. Our organization was put through a stress test. And we came through stronger and more prepared to take on future challenges. However, we don't have time to celebrate this newfound resolve. We have to move forward confidently as we face bigger challenges to become a greater economic and social participant on the world stage. As soon as we began to emerge from the chaos of the financial crisis, our city was awarded for its vision in the America's Best Communities competition. Huntington presented a revitalization plan on a national stage that sought to demonstrate that a small community of engaged citizens, businesses, and institutions could collaborate to form a foundation of trust and create hope and transform a region. Despite those who didn't believe, Huntington emerged as the winner out of 352 communities of similar size. Huntington learned that it could successfully compete on the national stage. The $3 million prize was an indication of what our community could accomplish if it allowed itself to aspire, to believe, to commit to a bold, forward-leading vision that's necessary, again, to compete in a worldwide marketplace. The best of times and the worst of times. Interestingly, these are two sides of the same coin. A growing community learns how to embrace economic advancement while aggressively addressing issues that threaten its economic stability. Again, a growing community learns how to embrace economic advancement while aggressively addressing direct-on issues that threaten its economic stability. The manner in which we have faced our financial issues and our revitalization plans are quite revealing. In each instance, we acknowledged brutal facts and have addressed them all head-on with an unending faith in our ability to prevail. In addressing our financial issues, we've addressed and acknowledged systemic flaws in our city operations. Unattended, the flaws would lead to financial ruin. Necessary steps have been taken, though, allowing capital to become available to address our day-to-day needs. And as a result, council members, the budget that we are presenting to you for fiscal year 19, this budget is allocating the largest budgets to ever be expended by the police department, by the fire department, and by public works department. We've affirmed that we have an expense problem, not a revenue problem. This realization is highly instructive. When we control our expenses, we control our destiny. Our city is financially healthier than any time since I became mayor 5 years ago. Investment is occurring in Huntington at a rate that's unmatched in the past 50 years. As an example, Fuchs Lubricants has invested $625,000 in upgrades in your district, Charlie, and its facility at 13th Street West. All of this just since this past fall. Our downtown is the most vibrant business core in a 100-mile radius. In addition to an established eclectic mix of locally owned retail shops and restaurants. Austin's is downtown. The market in the 800 block of 3rd Avenue is a $7 million open space retail facility that will be completed in just the next few weeks. And this is going to finalize the transformation of a once vacant street corner into one of downtown's liveliest blocks, and in turn, will continue to enhance what has become recognized as the trendy downtown marketplace. Just right across the street, Big Sandy Superstore Arena, last year celebrated its 40th year, its 40th anniversary, by reporting its highest grossing year in venue history. Events at the arena generated ticket sales valued at more than $3.6 million in 2017, shattering the previous record of $2.8 million in 2012. The arena continues to improve the quality of life in our region and adds a tremendous economic boost to our downtown. All of this fuels the need for updated hotel accommodations. Recently, Regal Hospitality of Columbus, Ohio started a $10 to $12 million renovation of the Pullman Plaza Hotel, turning it into a DoubleTree by Hilton. And another major investment by an additional hotel will be announced later this year. Core 10, financial technology firm based in Nashville, opened an office in downtown Huntington just this past year. The company is hiring 30 data analysts, software engineers, and software developers and engineers, many of whom are graduates of Marshall University's College of Information Technology and Engineering. And speaking of Marshall, over the years, Marshall now has grown and has become a nationally acclaimed research institution. The economic and social challenges facing our community, our state, our nation can find solutions through the research capabilities at Marshall University. Our two regional medical centers, which are on the verge of merging, will join the ranks of those in Durham, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. Huntington's the home of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the Huntington District, just right across the street on 5th Avenue. Huntington District is headquartered here, and it serves waterway needs across 45,000 square miles in parts of 5 separate states. Engineers and subject matter experts here in Huntington, are solving national issues. In fact, employees who live in our community are being deployed to Puerto Rico to aid in the response to Hurricane Maria. The Port of Huntington Tri-State is the largest inland water port in the nation and possesses a bellwether of opportunity with the changing energy and manufacturing markets. Right up on the hill, the Huntington Museum of Art has cultural offerings that are unmatched in the nation of any other community our size. And our own Ritter Park has been consistently proclaimed as one of the top 10 public spaces in the country. More recently, our Open to All diversity campaign serves as a reminder that everyone is welcome and has a voice in our community. And this campaign is receiving national recognition for our efforts in cultural diversity. Huntington's more than a city with a population just shy of 50,000 people. Haven't you heard people say, well, we're just a small town? We're a nerve center, an intellectual center, a hub to a metropolitan area of 360,000 people. When combined with Charleston's metropolitan area, this population surges to almost 700,000. Partnerships are important. We have begun having increased coordination with our friends in Charleston. Our two cities have much in common. We need an active, vibrant, coordinated economic partnership with each other. An economically vibrant Huntington-Charleston corridor is absolutely important for our cities, but it's necessary for the state of West Virginia. I've had opportunity to have numerous meetings and discussions with local business leaders and property owners. People who have invested their capital in our city have a vested interest to assure that this city can move forward. We've been discussing actions that should be taken to enhance economic opportunities in Huntington. It's been refreshing to see them come to the table as active partners and taking ownership of what they can do to enhance the environment in the downtown. Together, we are in the beginning stages of creating a business improvement district.